And when you get to that Rose Bowl game, how are y'all's feelings going into that? I mean, you guys feel like obviously, been there, done this. It shouldn't have been nerves or anything like that. You guys, how was it?
There was a lot of pressure that year because we won the first, we shared with the first year with LSU, but we won 2 in a row. No one had ever won 3. And I knew like how good Texas was, Vince and all those guys, Jamal Charles. I mean, that team was stacked. And I remember talking to Lane and Sark because Sark was my QB coach, but they're both coordinators. And they're like, Matt, we're going to have to put up 50 to win this game. That's what they said because we weren't slowing them down.
And that's something you guys probably hadn't heard at all throughout the
couple years. We are that year, like the year before we won, our defense was like number one. They were stacked. Our offense was playing catch up. Our senior year was kind of reverse. Our offense was loaded. Our defense made plays, and they were good, but they were kind of. We lost so many guys, and we were young in a lot of areas. And then just Vince Young, like no one stopped him. And I remember he said they're like, we're gonna have to score over 40 to win this game. And sure enough, we lost like 40 to 38, I think. But not nerves. That was pressure. That was just like a chance to win 3 in a row. I felt good going into it. Like I was like, I know we're gonna score as good as their defense was. Like I felt good about that game. And man, we just up 12 with 6 minutes left and just damn, it hurts.
It has to. I remember watching that game like it was yesterday. You guys
where were you?
I would have been in probably.
That was 06?
I was 06. I would have probably been in like 5th or 6th grade, and I remember being in Tyler, Texas, at my parents' house watching this game in the living room, and I had a number 10 Vince Young Rose Bowl jersey on for sure. Going into that last drive, did you guys? I mean, you obviously had to have some faith in your defense that this was gonna.
Oh, dude, I had no faith. And that's not. I'll tell you when it shifted. When it was 30. I'll never forget. It was 38-26. He scores 38-33. We're driving. We miss it on the 4th down. That one run with Lendell's 4th and 1. We're driving. We get the first down. We win because we'll just take off 3 or 4 minutes. We win. We got stopped. When we got stopped, I was like, in the moment I'm thinking probably, but like it's a wrap. I was like, it's a wrap.
It's tough to not
unless they score right away and we have like a minute and a half left. I think we got the ball back with like 20 seconds and we had one play. But I was just like, I did not have a good feeling, man, because that whole momentum shifted, and he was just, dude, he was Superman. He was unbelievable.
It's tough not getting the ball back too in your hands for the end of that game to at least get one drive, a minute, something to
whoever had the ball last in that game was going to win, and yeah, he did, man. Still to this day.
Have you ran into him throughout the years at all and talked about it at all?
He's the best, man. We were always. It was cool. It's cool because we'll always be tied together. In that game.
Well, it's probably the greatest.
I think you could argue, especially with all the players that were in that game and what that game was back then. We've had some great games since then, but even Bama, Georgia earlier this year, that's a great game. But for the national title, for us, three-peat, for everything that was at stake, we still to this day, Vince is the best, and we still talk about it. He's been a great friend for a long time. Competitors, but we like all respect, just all respect for guys like that you compete in battle against and in the biggest stage. And whether, it hurts still, but he deserved it, man. That team deserved it.
You guys got 2 national titles before that too to go into. You guys had a hell of a...
Can you imagine if we had 3 though? That would be pretty cool.
I mean, the three-peat would have been absolutely... Has it happened?
No.
Never?
No. I think Bama back-to-back once. I think Urban won 2 out of 3 at Florida, but I don't know if they were back to. It's never happened. It might not. I mean, Georgia won.
Georgia wins 2 in a row.
They didn't. Yeah, it's hard.
What's going back and trying to win it again? What's the differences in going back and trying to win it 2 times versus 3? I mean, it's more pressure as a whole.
The first time it was like the split, so we got a taste of it. We're like, man, we're back. Like you were hungry, and then we won it all. And then coming back, it felt like. Then this in locker rooms, like every year now we're winning. The new class comes in. There's a little bit of arrogance there. So when you have great leadership, like I was in my 5th year, we had a lot of guys back. You just kind of like, hey man, this isn't easy to do. Like you got to put in the work and the grind. And I felt more pressured that year to be I don't know if it was like NFL or if it wasn't the Heisman. It was just to win. Like I came back to win. And for the reasons I said, I felt more pressure that year to be perfect playing than I ever did in my career. And I remember sitting down after the Notre Dame game where I played like shit. I mean, I made the throw at the end and we won, but that game up to that point was terrible. And I remember sitting with Sark after. I'm like, what is wrong? Like I was pressing. I was just trying to, he's like, whatever our conversation was, it was just like, take a breath, man. Like we're good. Like, and I kind of just was like, okay, put things into perspective. And then I played more freer like the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season. But it was a mental grind to try and win. Cause like we're in Hollywood, we're in LA, the media, the best teams ever. Like it was just a lot of pressure to be great every week. And I certainly felt that. We didn't let it bother us. We still worked, but like it was tough, man. So it was different. That year was way harder to win games than it was the previous two.
You have everybody coming at you too. Yeah. Obviously, you're getting everybody's best effort. Not that you guys weren't in the past, but especially there, everybody wants. You guys lost throughout your time there. What? Twice.
We lost to Aaron Rodgers in triple overtime at Cal, and then Vince Young.
Crazy. It's unprecedented.